faith. Well, I guess, yeah, technically. I recently wasn't on the Christian side. And then I recently, probably like a month ago or something, came back to Christianity. But I recently, like, only a couple days ago, actually started back on my relationship with God. So that was good. But what I did, what I got from God this morning, I opened up, I just recently started back on my walk with God. I had to get rid of some stuff. I was idolizing some things in my life and putting them above God. And I think I was just sitting there. And I was just living in the world and just wallowing in it and just putting some stuff above God. And I had to get rid of some stuff that I was making an idol above God. And that's how I got closer to Him. And when I was feeling better because I finally gave stuff to Him and gave up some stuff. Like, I was like, I'm done with this stuff. It's horrible. But this morning I opened my Bible, and first thing was Second Chronicles. It was 2 Chronicles 31:1. And what that whole chapter, but also that verse, is talking about. It's talking about Israel when they were destroying all of their idols and they were renewing their religion, or their faith. It says religion in my book, but Christianity, or that wasn't Christianity back then, but belief in the one true God, Jehovah, is not a religion. It's the truth. It's fact. But yeah. Anyways, but they renewed their faith and they destroyed all their idols. And I just thought that's literally what I did like yesterday. So it's basically God being like, "Good job, you did that," which I thought was cool. So yeah, if you want to renew your faith, but you feel like God's not talking to you, or you feel like you don't feel anything is there, maybe you need to get rid of some idols. Because God is a jealous God, and He doesn't want anyone, anything, or anyone to be put before Him. He only wants you. He just wants you. Now you can still, if you feel like you're not putting something above God, you can still have it and have fun with it. There's nothing wrong with that. All things that are good come from the Lord. But if you feel like if God were to tell you to give up something and you still wouldn't do it, or I don't want to even get into that because that's where a religious spirit comes from. But if God is telling you, if you feel like God is telling you to give up something and you just don't want to do it, then that's an idol. And who knows, maybe now if you can obviously tell that it's something that you need to give up, then you should probably give it up. Regardless, it's sinful. But even if it's not sinful, if you're just putting it above God, and if you're putting it above God, and who knows, it might be like Abraham's situation where He's testing you and you won't actually have to give it up. But if you do actually have to give it up, it'll be worth it. Because God's love is so much stronger than anything this world will give you. Because I used to think that God's love wasn't enough. I used to think that I needed stuff that I needed other stuff to make me happy, that I needed, in the future, that I needed drugs, that I needed porn, that I needed just to hate myself because I don't do anything right. I thought that I needed that. I thought that God's love at times wasn't even real. But I've realized that none of that stuff makes you happy, and it just leads you into a spiral to the point where you feel like life is nothing. And sometimes it really can be nothing, but if you have God, you'll be fine. This is wisdom I'm giving out right now. Speaking of wisdom, there's that bird again, left to rot because it didn't take God's wisdom. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm not even gonna take it. Number one, that's gross. Number two, I feel like it fits the parable, but whatever. So yeah, this is just a word that God told me, and I'm led to share to, whoever watches this, whatever. But yeah, God is good, and He is bringing the younger generation back to God because they have strayed so far away. They have done so many things that have upset God, and He wants them back, and He's gonna wait for them. He's a God of justification, but He's also a God of love, so He'll wait for them, and He's going to call them back. And whoever is chosen, whoever is called, many are called, but not all are chosen. So whoever God chooses, which He wants to choose you, I'm going to tell you this. God's will is, for the most part, set in stone. But there are little things that we can change. Obviously, that aren't necessarily sinful. But, if they're not sinful, there are little things there that we can change. Like, many are called, but not all are chosen. So you're telling me that we don't have free will and some people just aren't chosen? Which that gets into, what's that other, I don't want to call it a denomination. It's honestly more like, I don't want to offend anyone, but it's not true Christianity, I'll tell you that. Calvinism, they believe that no one has free will and everything is preordained by God, and if you're a sinner, you're a sinner. If you're a saint, you're a saint. But that's not true because we're all sinners, and we all need Jesus. The truth is this, is that, let's say you feel like you're not chosen. You're like, psh, I've done so many bad things. I've been called so many times that, I haven't answered. And I'm starting to think that God might be real. And then I might be on my way to hell. But, look at me. There's no way I'm chosen. I've been called, but I have not been chosen. So God must hate me. And I'm going to tell you this. All the people that aren't chosen and are on their way to hell, God grieves for. And they still have time. God is outside of time. The line, many are called, but not all are chosen, isn't in the physical realm. It's outside of time. It goes beyond time. Everyone still has time as long as they're alive on this earth, but once you die, that's it. So, come to Christ, and I believe me, if you're watching this video and you're actually interested in it, you are chosen.